Hello everyone and welcome to my preview for the April 7th edition of AEW Dynamite. I am of course your host, Ms Dynamite herself, Stephanie Chase, and I'm going to be previewing this week's show, running you through the card and maybe even giving you some predictions. So we are coming off another incredible edition of AEW Dynamite last week. We saw the return of the Inner Circle. Wow, the beatdown they delivered to the Pinnacle. It was bloody, it was brutal, it was so violent, and it was like a scene from an action movie. Then in the main event, we got three big returns. Chris Statlander was back, Trent Beretta was back, and so was his mom, Sue, in her van. And the show closed with the best friends hugging, Sue giving the thumbs up, all while the Pixies' Where's My Mind played. It was one of the happiest endings to a wrestling show I have seen in a long time. If the Inner Circle segment was like an action movie sequence, this was like the wonderful, happy ending to a great sitcom. It was fantastic. It was such a feel-good moment. But before we get into this week's Dynamite, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it on social media, and subscribe to my channel. Yes, and turn on those notifications to be the first to know when a new video drops. And if you love AEW just like I do, then join me every Friday on this channel for AEW Weekly, where we talk about all the news and happenings in AEW and we break down Dynamite. It's a really fun, interactive show. It is every Friday on this channel at 11:30 p.m. UK time.
Wrestling is awesome.
And also on my channel, uploaded last week, check out my interview with Dr. Britt Baker. Yes, Britt Baker spoke to me all about her lights out match with Thunder Rosa, working for AEW, and so much more.
Tony is he's the absolute best human being in the world to work for.
So check that one out. So let's get into this week's Dynamite. I feel like I say this every week because it's always true. This card is stacked. But I am going to start off with a match that is sponsored by the movie Godzilla vs. Kong. Yes, it is Jurassic Express versus Bear Country. Now, this match was announced last week when Marco Stunt revealed that he had a tattoo of King Kong, which didn't go down very well with AEW's resident dinosaur, Luchasaurus. But the feud between Jurassic Express and Bear Country started a few weeks ago when they teamed up to take on Private Party, The Butcher and the Blade, and Matt Hardy. And during this match, these two teams just couldn't coexist. And there was one point when Bear Country took Marco Stunt and threw him to the outside, and that just seemed to anger Luchasaurus. It was kind of like, yeah, it's okay for me to do that because I'm his friend, but who are you guys? And later in the match, Boulder tried to take down Mark Quinn with a slam, but he inadvertently hit Jungle Boy. So the dissension between these two teams led to them losing that match. Then that brings us to last week's Elevation, where Bear Country took on Private Party. Now, at one point here, Matt Hardy tried to interfere, and Marco Stunt, maybe he wanted to make things up to Bear Country. He tried to run in to prevent him, but that just angered Bear Country, and it even ended up costing them the match. Then, of course, they went after Marco Stunt, but Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy came out to save him. Now, I'm a big fan of Jurassic Express, and I really like what I've seen so far of Bear Country. So I'm expecting this to be a really good match. It'll be interesting to see if they work anything to do with the Godzilla Kong sponsorship into the match. But as for the winner, I think it's going to be Jurassic Express, and that's not just because I want to hear Tarzan Boy played twice on this show. Next, it's another match that was set up last week. It's Tay Conti versus the Bunny. Now, Tay Conti had been on quite the winning streak as of late, with her biggest win being over Nyla Rose on Dynamite. And she's also formed an alliance with AEW Women's Champion Hikaru Shida. But last week, Tay and Shida teamed up to take on Nyla Rose and the Bunny. It was the Bunny's first match on Dynamite in a long time. And, well, she got the win. But this was because when the referee was distracted, Bunny grabbed a kendo stick and whacked Tai Conti over the back with it. So Tai Conti is definitely going to be looking for some revenge this week, and she will of course have the Dark Order out there watching her back as they do, and they'll need to because Bunny is aligned with the Hardy family office and they love to get involved and cause trouble at ringside. I really hope that Tai Conti wins this match. I wouldn't have actually had her pinned last week, but it was the Bunny's comeback match of sorts. I want Tai to win this match. She had been on such an incredible win streak. She's doing so well. She improves every match. She's such an exciting performer to watch. I want to see her win. And I think that she should be getting a shot at the Women's Championship very soon. Even though her and Hikaru Shida have a friendship right now, Tai has got to be in line as one of the next challengers for Shida. Next up, we have a TNT Championship match. Darby Allin is putting the belt on the line against JD Drake. JD Drake is someone that we have been seeing on AEW's other shows. He is currently aligned with Ryan Nemeth. So this is just a fun kind of Darby giving anyone a shot at the belt match. But what interests me about this match is the physical mismatch that JD Drake and Darby Allin are. And I think one of the best things about Darby Allin is the innovative spots that he can create with his opponents. It was best exemplified in his match with Scorpio Sky. So him going up against someone so physically different to him than Drake, I think he is going to come up with some really, really cool spots here. And it is nice to see JD Drake getting this opportunity on Dynamite. We've seen good things from him on Dark and Elevation, him aligned with Ryan Nemeth. That's another total mismatch, but it's interesting to see where that's going. And I think he's going to have a really good outing here, and it's going to be a really fun match. I am all for Darby Allin just taking on all comers and defending this belt as much as he can, because he's so exciting to watch that I want to see him have the widest variety of challengers possible, a bit like when Cody was doing the Open Challenge. The winner, of course, it's an easy one. Darby Allin's going to retain, but that doesn't mean we're not going to get a fun, exciting match between these two. And then we have AEW just keep delivering on these massive six-man matches, because on Dynamite, we are getting Jon Moxley teaming up with the Young Bucks to take on Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. So Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, that friendship, it's over, guys. So previously on Dynamite, we had seen Kenny Omega telling the Young Bucks how he chose them and he went to AEW for them. He could have gone to New York, and he ended up getting super kicked by the Lucha Brothers. So this week, Don Callis, he took it out on Matt Jackson. He told Matt Jackson that he didn't save Kenny, and it has broken Kenny's heart, his behavior. He told Matt that he was dead inside and had no feelings, and he actually tried to provoke Matt by slapping him in the face. I thought this was a great heel promo from Callis, really setting out his and Kenny's justification for everything that's going on and trying to make the Young Bucks seem like the really bad guys. And at the same time, you had a promo from Jon Moxley basically saying he doesn't really know if he can trust the Young Bucks. Well, after Omega and the Good Brothers defeated the Lucha Brothers and Laredo Kid last week, we saw Jon Moxley come out to stare down Kenny, and the Young Bucks were out there beside him. So Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, that is over. They are now on completely opposite sides. This match is, of course, going to be fantastic. Look at the six guys involved. But I think from a storytelling perspective, it's going to be awesome as well, because there is so much going on. There is everything between the Young Bucks and Kenny. There is the fact that Jon Moxley was beaten by Kenny for the AEW Championship, and the whole exploding barbed wire match that we had back at Revolution. There's so much going on between these six men. We have the Good Brothers, who of course are loyal to Kenny, and they just hate the Young Bucks. And they were also instrumental in taking out Eddie Kingston, Moxley's best friend. So I really can't wait for this match. The action is going to be incredible, but I'm really excited to see where the storyline goes here between all involved. As for who's going to win, I think it is going to be the team of Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. And I think the person to take the pin is going to be Matt Jackson, just because of Callis last week really trying to get in his head. And I think that is going to play into him taking the pin this week. And also on Dynamite, the Inner Circle are going to speak. Yes, we talked about it earlier, the amazing beatdown of the Pinnacle last week. The Inner Circle are now back. They are looking better than ever, and who knows what they have to say. I am very excited to hear from the Inner Circle. I just want to know where this storyline with the Pinnacle is going, because it has to be leading to something awesome. Maybe it's going to be blood and guts. Maybe it's going to be a series of singles matches first. I don't know, but it will be very welcome return for the Inner Circle this week on Dynamite. And that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed the show, and of course enjoy this week's Dynamite. But it is also WrestleMania week, and even though this is an AEW show, we are all wrestling fans, and WrestleMania week is one of the most fun and exciting times to be a wrestling fan. So enjoy WrestleMania week. Keep an eye on my Twitter to see everything that I am doing this week. And yeah, enjoy yourselves, guys, and I will catch you next time.